Yo, so how to be a successful content creator that makes multiple six or seven figures a year without having to get millions of views, without having a massive audience, relying on sponsorship deals, affiliate stuff, AdSense, the creator program, none of that stuff. All right. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how we took a small YouTube channel with a few thousand subscribers and turned it into a $250,000 a month business, doing over 10 million in sales in a 4-year period. All right. So the first thing is we were making very specific content for a very specific person. So 5 years ago, when I partnered up with Brandon, my former business partner, he owned a real estate brokerage, and he was making content, for real estate agents to join his brokerage, to share about how he had succeeded as a real estate agent himself. And in doing that, he started to also coach agents as well that weren't local to him, who couldn't join his brokerage. He would coach them virtually, right? And so he was doing that. He was making content, and he was actually doing well. Before I found him, I was local to him, and I was a real estate agent, which is how I found him. And I reached out to him just to come and sell at his brokerage because I needed to change. And I was like, wow, man, I like what this guy's saying. His brokerage is right here. Let's see what it's like to work there. And him and I got to talking. I just called him up. We set an appointment for me to learn about the brokerage, me to come over there, and we just started talking. I had some skills in marketing and advertising and funnels and automations that I had developed over the last couple of years at the other brokerage I was at, and still learning stuff too. And he was starting to create content, and he had this audience, and he wanted to take this little coaching thing he had on the side that he was building through his content and make it a main thing, because he was making pretty decent money. He was doing 8, 10, 12,000 a month from it. And it was just him, right? And so him and I thought, well, hey, if we combine my skills and his skills and what he's already built, let's see what we do, right? So I came on board, midway through November that year of 2019, I believe 2019. And I think, I came on board midway through November. I started doing some sales calls to help him out while starting to build out the funnel and kind of some of the automations behind the scenes to start to grow and compound this business. So we did like 22,000 that month, which was, where the month before he did 15,000. So we did a little bit more, right? Partially because I was able to free up some of his time and take some extra calls. The next month, after putting this funnel together, and this was in the beginning, this was like a month into doing it, we were stumbling our way through this. Like, we didn't even know what we were doing. We put a funnel together, put an offer together, and did 68,000 the very next month. And so fast forward some months and some time, start doing, 60, 80, 90,000 a month consistently in like 4 or 5 months. And then finally cracked that first 100K month. And then I think it went down to like 90. And then from there it was like 120, 130. Like, so we kept ticking up. And within like 6, 8 months, we were doing 100 to 150,000 a month pretty consistently. And then a year and a half into it, we were doing 150 was like our baseline. And we'd fluctuate between 150, 175. A couple months we cracked 200, and then it'd go a little bit below, depending on the time of the year and some of the things we were testing out. But it was a very consistent 150,000 a month business within about a year and a half of starting together. And that was with him, Brandon, making the content, and he would do the coaching, and I would help him on the coaching calls too. So I'd kind of help be running and managing those. It was with his father-in-law, Ron, who is an awesome guy. He's this old dude. He's in his 60s, and he's kind of retired, but he was bored, wanted to do stuff, and he loved it. So he's just taking sales calls, helping us out on that end. And that was mainly what Ron did. So he was our sales guy. And then there was me, who I kind of ran all this stuff behind the scenes. So like I said, the tech, the automations, the funnels, helping put the offers together, sending out emails, like some of the copywriting stuff. And then, once that's set up and kind of maintained, doesn't take hours a day. So then I would also take sales calls too. And so like that was our team for the longest time, and then eventually we had someone come on board for like admin stuff. And then we ended up getting one more sales guy. And so throughout our journey, getting to where, 250 to 300,000 a month, that was the team. At most, we would have 3 sales guys at any given time, just 3 sales guys. Calendars were packed out, making videos every day, sending out emails every week. We had the lead magnet funnel, um, and it was just cranking. So that's how we did it. But it worked because we were making very specific content. We were really trying to speak to a certain type of person and help them grow their business. So we were making content to help a specific person achieve something in their life or in their business. Whereas a lot of content creators are making content for the views. They're focusing on the views, the growth, the engagement, which is fine if that's what you want to do. Like if you're making videos for fun and it's something you're passionate about, like then of course, you want to get your work in front of more people. But we were trying to run a business and grow a business. And so we were very strategic with the types of content we made, and then, the call to actions throughout the content, the way we structure the content, and then everything behind the scenes to actually turn those people who came into our world into clients, right? Through the marketing and the sales process. And so if you're a content creator and, you're making content, but you're not earning enough money in your business, or you don't quite know like how to turn it into a business. Maybe you have some kind of skill or something that you can help people with that you just haven't learned how to monetize and structure yet. Send me a message on Instagram or click the link below in this description, and I'd love to have a chat with you. Like I mentioned, we built this entire infrastructure to over 8 figures now, and it's productized, it's systemized. Like that's what I'm doing with myself and my business now is I've productized these structures and these systems to be able to partner with creators like you and just install them right into your business. So that way you don't have to go through 4 years and, between Brandon and I, over $200,000 invested in coaching, mentorships, courses, right? And like, we pretty much were like, hey, they have a solution to this problem. Like we couldn't give them money fast enough, right? Because we were stumbling through it, and we had a couple mentors early on that helped us get to that point. Like I think even before him and I started working together, he had purchased some of the stuff from Sam Ovens. He was in his consulting accelerator, I believe. But again, this is a side note. It's also understanding yourself and your personality. He had everything he needed through what Sam taught to grow his business to multiple 6 figures. And he got it to where he was doing 6 figures. He got it to the 8, 10, 12,000 a month. But, all of those other things, the operational side, the tech side, the funnels, all of that kind of stuff, it wasn't his superpower, and he didn't love it. Like he's a great communicator, an incredible marketer, incredible leader, and he was so good at what he did and what he taught, right? So it was in his best interest to keep that as his superpower. And luckily enough, him and I found each other, and I have a superpower that I was able to plug into his, and it allowed us to take the business to that level. So, but the cool thing is now with all of, for me personally, I guess, with everything that I've learned in doing this, if your superpower is content and you have a skill that you can transform someone's life with, that you can relate to them, the way this is systemized and structured, like you don't have to be really good with the techie stuff. And in fact, it shouldn't be that techie. Like this business model, being able to productize yourself and your skills is so simple. And I find a lot of people today overcomplicating stuff when in reality, there's only a few things that you should be doing to grow your business every day. And so if you want help, either putting something together like that for yourself and your business, learning how to productize your knowledge, your skill set, or maybe you've already done that, you've already started to create content and you have a couple of clients, but you just can't quite seem to scale it, then maybe you should just book a call with me in the link below. I'll personally get on and chat with you just to see maybe where some of those gaps are of what you should be doing different, some of the systems we could install. And after doing what I've done the last 4 years, like I know my superpowers, who I can help and who I can't help or I don't like to work with. Like if you're brand new and you've never made any content and you don't really have any skills in the sense of like, hey, you weren't in sales or you didn't, you weren't a marketer or, you don't have a mastery in some type of skill, That's okay. And honestly, there are so many good resources out there that you can start to learn some of that stuff for free. Um, the problem is you just have to go and start taking action to really develop those skills, right? But if you have a bit of an audience or you're just kind of stuck and you're not able to scale past that 10, 20,000 a month mark, definitely book a call with me and I'll share with you my system and kind of what I've put together and we'll see if it's a fit to put together in your business. All right. So hope you're doing well. Hope this video finds you good and I'll see you in the next one.